and we'll start
Okay.
the
So 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thanks. Okay, French memes already. Perfect. So yeah, this is Splasher. I will try to explain a lot of things, but I also need to focus a bit because, yeah, as expected, I already missed something twice. So that's the perfect start. So yeah, as I said, I will try to explain things, but since I need to focus a lot, it will probably go bad. And the beginning proved it already. So it's a platformer. Wow, seriously. It's a platformer that was released in February this year. It's pretty cool, it's pretty nervous and extremely demanding. Basically people compare it to Super Meat Boy in terms of difficulty. I don't really agree, I think it's a bit easier. Except when you want to go fast. So the main mechanic of the game, as you can see, there's a lot of paints on the walls and the color of the paint will have different effects. First there's the water, which will clean the paint on the walls. I will get it in a few seconds. And then there's red paint and yellow paint. The red paint will allow me to stick on walls, and the yellow paint will allow me to bounce on walls and ceilings and the floor as well. So now I just got the water spray, so by pressing X I can spray some water, obviously. And that was one pretty awful start. So with the water spray, I can shoot enemies, I can activate some things. Basically, the level design is pretty well done, so once you get a new spray, there's a few levels that teach you how to use it correctly, and then they start to mix everything. So basically right now it's the first levels to learn how to control the dude and the water spray, and then things will start to get a bit more funky later. If any of you have questions about the game, I can try to answer them. Also, there's a few people, as I said, of the community, so they can help you as well. I can read the chat between levels pretty much, because the levels are pretty intense. So it's not recommended to read the chat during levels. Another thing that I can say right now is that the game is very speedrun oriented. Basically there's a team of French speedrunners who helped to design the speedrun mode of the game. So in speedrun mode there's actually 3 categories, which are selfish, which is the one I'm doing right now. There's one mechanic of the game that you don't see in Selfish, which is collecting a lot of stuff. Like you can collect splashers, which are small characters hidden everywhere in the game, and there's 154 of them in the whole game. So there's nothing of this in Selfish mode, and there's also a hub in which you can travel between levels. And you don't see that in Selfish Run. Basically, you go automatically from one level to another. Then there's a standard mode, which is pretty much like running the game from the hub, like going through levels one by one from the hub, but you have a timer as well. And then there's catch 'em all, which is basically 100%. So you have to collect all splashers and all drops. Ah, I missed that fast strat. Whatever. And yeah, so there's an in-game timer that removes the times of cutscenes and loading times, stuff like that. It's also showing splits in-game, you can see them, probably, on the top left, yeah. And this has been designed by French speedrunners that helped on the development of the game. So that's pretty cool. This is not the first time French speedrunners do this. There's also been some things on Fury, which was another game, and the same team helped to design a speedrun mode. I think there was another game, but I can't remember the third one. But yeah, basically there's a team called Nesblog, and they do that kind of stuff. Yeah, the game is right now on PC, and it will be released on consoles maybe during the summer or in September at most. Basically, the developer told me that they're preparing some updates in order to release the game on consoles, but it shouldn't be ready for SGDQ, so it will be released during summer holidays or a bit after. Also, yeah, for those wondering, if you ever like the game and like the run, I will also be doing this, and also a better run than this, at SGDQ, so in a few weeks. And I really hope that it will go better. I just got trolled by a monster. This guy basically, well, I should stop to say basically, he likes to not getting killed. So I sprayed him for like a few seconds and he didn't die for some reason. It happens from time to time. So what I didn't say is that this is the first water level. There's 3 of them in the whole run, in the whole game. And because it's a water level, it's awful. Because every single game that has water levels, the water levels are awful. And now we have the first boss fight, if I can say. This one is pretty much some monsters that are popping above you, and what just happened, I don't know. That was strange. I just got a lag or something. So every time there's a boss level, if I can say, you do some stuff that is pretty different from what you usually do. So right now killing many enemies, and then there's an escape sequence where at the end you get a new paint. Yeah, really, it was a kind of lag, I don't know. Well, whatever. This run was already bad, so I don't mind. So during the escape sequences, there's some acid that is growing under you. So if you're too slow, you will get killed by the acid that is going up and up every time. You don't see it right now, but you will see it at some point. And at the end of the escape, I will get the red paint. When you get the red paint, it's still okay. Like, even if you play casually, it's still okay. Like, you shouldn't struggle too much. But then, after level 14, you will get the yellow paint, and now it becomes really hard. Like, there's a difficulty spike after you get the yellow paint, to me. And it's pretty much the same in the run. Because just as a technical point, every paint is mapped to another button. So at the beginning it's pretty easy because you pretty have A to jump and X to spray water, but now I have B to spray red paint, and then I will also have Y to spray yellow paint. So there's a lot of buttons and you have not to mess up. It's very easy to mess up. But yeah, right now I just got red paint, so there will be a few levels where I will learn to use the red paint, even if I know how to use it. So basically, with red paint, you can trap enemies, you can glue them, so they will become inoffensive. I can walk through them without any problem. I can obviously stick to walls. And that's it pretty much. You can also activate buttons and wheels, things like that. And also if you walk on some red paint, you will slow down. It will be useful at some point, but I will explain once we get there. Okay, first, it's not really a skip, but it's like a leap of faith, and it went pretty well. The casual strat, you have to stick on walls, but it's very much faster to do a leap of faith, and it went pretty well. Okay. Decent. So next level, Rayman Origin. What I didn't explain before is that there's a lot of references to other games. So the Rayman levels, it's pretty obvious, and it's actually because one of the level designers of the game also worked on Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. So these are levels with a lot of lasers, which can also be called rays, and that's why there's some references to Rayman. I hope you get it, otherwise I'm sorry for you. And as in the previous levels, there were also some references to pop culture, things like that. There was Water is Coming, so it's Winter is Coming from Game of Thrones. I don't remember all the levels, but you will see the next levels. They have references as well. There's also an Easter egg, but I will probably have to explain it at some point. But before that, there's a fast strat that I will try to do. Hopefully it will work out. If I don't feel like it, I won't do it. Perfect. So that was an early cycle. I went before the laser. It's not that easy. For a long time I couldn't pass it correctly. Now I start to have a hand at it. That was good. And maybe you can see it. It saved me a good second at least against my PB. Yeah, it should save 2 seconds. Okay, second water level. I didn't die, so that's a good thing. It's very easy to die at the beginning of this level if you want to do the fastest strat. I'm not even sure it's actually the fastest strat, but it's pretty fast already. And yeah, as X-Evaser said, on the previous level, if you fail the strat, you lose 20 seconds. But you should have enough time to analyze the situation, and if you see that you can go for it, it's easy to stop and lose 2 or 3 seconds rather than 20. So to me, this second water level, it's not the most awful. It's probably the first one that is the most awful to me. The last water level is the 30th, so we'll get... Oh, that's new. Okay. Well... that was something. I wanted to go too low actually, to try to do this in one jump, but joke's on me. Okay, well, okay, Inkin Park. I hope you get it as well. Reference to a pretty popular band in the last decade. I see there's some world record and PB comparison going on. In case you're wondering, these are in-game time. I explained the in-game time earlier. So RTA, this should be around, my run should be around 47 minutes. And this one, because it's pretty bad already, maybe like 48 or 49 minutes RTA. I still try to go sub 50 RTA for every single run I do, because that's the estimate I put for SGDQ, and it's a bit tight. If I screw up too much, I will go over 50 minutes RTA, and I really don't want that. Okay, I saved it. That was close. I hope you enjoyed the weird noise. Okay, so first win level, there's another one later. And basically this is where spraying paint, red paint on the floor is useful. Because thanks to that I can go in front of the wind. Like, I have the wind in my back every time and it pushes me to the right. But if I want to go left, I have to spray paint, red paint, on the floor, because otherwise I can't walk. So it's a pretty clever use. Okay. I prefer to take it a bit slow. It's if on some levels it's easy to fail stuff. It's even easier there because you don't control everything because of the wind. So you have to be extra careful everywhere, especially on long jumps like this. To me, it's a bit harder to anticipate where you will land. Ah, bonk. Okay, good. I will have the fast strat at the end of this level, which is bouncing twice here. If you don't jump far enough, you will bounce 3 times here, and it's not good. Because obviously you will lose time. Okay, Troopers Please. This is a reference to Papers, Please. In my opinion, it should be pretty obvious. And there's a new gameplay feature, which are the timed lasers. So basically, once you cross a white line, there's a timer going on, and it goes beep, 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 beep. And after 5 beeps, I think, there's a laser that kills you. So you have to jump every time, and you have to deal with that pretty much. For instance, that was pretty close, I almost died. And the lasers, which is an important thing, the lasers also kill the enemies, so it will be useful later. If you stick an enemy under a laser, it will activate the laser and it will be killed. And there's a few rooms in next level where you have to kill enemies with these lasers so you can move on to the next areas. Okay, I need to be extra careful here because this checkpoint is very long. This is the end of the level, and if you die, you lose a hell lot of time. Okay, it went well. And now, third and last water level. But don't worry, because after the water levels, they're replaced by acid levels, which is pretty much the same, but you can't touch water. Like, instead of water fountains, you get acid fountains, so you can't touch them. Also, this is where my computer gets laggy, because the fountains have lots of particles. Close call. Okay, don't get sniped by this guy, it's good. Sometimes he snipes you and you fall, and it's not good. And now this is the checkpoint that I hate the most in this level. So hopefully it will go well, but there's a chance it doesn't. I took it a bit slow, it's fine. Okay, it's especially because of this, and it went well. Good. Oh, okay. That was a bit clumsy. Still fine. Still fine. Really, this level is pretty stressful. Maybe it doesn't look like it, but it's really stressful. Okay, and now we'll shut up for a bit because there's an Easter egg that I will try to explain after it happens. But pay attention to the sound effects. Okay, so what you just heard, the small jingle with 4 notes, it's the announcement jingle of the French train society. Well, not society, but company. So every time there's an announcement in a train station, you hear this jingle, and then there's the announcement. And now this is one of the most punishing level if I die late, because you may have seen that before entering the inside of the train there was one checkpoint, and this is actually the only checkpoint you get until you finish the whole train. Okay, good. Second one. A bit slow, but it went well. So now I'm pretty much safe. Good. Alright, the train went well. First try, it's always good. It still happens that I don't get it first try, but it's more and more rare. And now, as I explained before, there's another escape. And at the end of this escape I will get the yellow paint, and this is where we start to have fun. Not. Okay, so you can see a bit the acid. You will be able to see it better at some point. Okay, right there. Yeah, you could see it a bit. But yeah, the acid is not really a problem. Like, even if you screw up, you can back up and not die. And now I got the yellow paint, and this will be fun. So as you can see now, I can bounce everywhere, as long as it's on white walls. Also, when I bounce like this, it's a bit faster than running, so when I can, I will try to use this at my advantage. There's not a lot of places where I can do this. Already, I didn't explain it, but it's already better to do small jumps rather than just straight running. Oh, okay. I didn't mean to press the red paint, but why not? No. Okay. I saw that coming. I messed up between my jump button and the... Oh, come on, twice. The fast strat here, it's really not easy. Like, you need to do this. Okay, I did it slow, but you need to spray the monster and pretty much at the same time put some yellow paint on the floor. So now this is the first acid level, as I said. So there's acid and green blobs everywhere. You can't touch anything. And yeah. I'm always taking this a bit slow because I'm not entirely sure the fast strat can go very well. I will have to learn this at some point. Okay. Stormwind. So Stormwind, once again, Game Onward with a pretty popular reference. Basically, if you played Warcraft, any kind of Warcraft game, you should know about Stormwind. And this is the second wind level, obviously, with such a name. Honestly, the wind levels, they're not really hard, but you have to pay attention to everything, as I explained earlier. So it's really easy to screw up. For instance, right here, you have to make sure you spray red paint on the wheel, because otherwise you get dragged by the wind and you fall, and it's stupid. Okay. That was not excellent, but it works. Coffee, please. Ah, French memes coming up. Okay, I have to be very careful here because, okay, it went well, but these two small platforms, I usually miss one of them and I die. So now I'm extra careful there. So Rayman Legend, second laser level. It has a pretty cool few cool strats. So I'll try to do them correctly, hopefully. In case you didn't realize yet, this game is a lot of execution. There's close to no glitch, and I missed a cycle, whatever. Like the few glitches that there are, they're against you and not they're not helping you. Hopefully I won't showcase them, but it can happen because it's a bit random. Okay, cool strat incoming. Hopefully I can do it right. Okay, great. So that was a fast strat to pass this, and it went fairly well. So that's cool. Ugh. Okay, that's less cool, but it works. And now the end of this level is pretty much an escape, but an horizontal escape, because there's a laser behind you, and it's not really that hard. Hey, Frodo. Second asset level. It's level 19, so we're already pretty close to the end of the game. And there will be a third... Oh, okay. That was not expected. It works. There will be a third water level, acid level this time, which will be level 21. Wow. I'm taking a lot of useless risks here. I don't like this. Kind of leap of faith, but it's pretty easy actually. You just have to jump and make sure you jump far enough. Also, don't take it wrong, I already said it at the beginning, but maybe I make the game look pretty easy because I do most of the levels deathless, but trust me, the game is not easy at all. I won't be talking about PSO yet. We'll see that after SGDQ. Okay, so level 20, there's a few skips on this one. There's actually 2 skips, I will try to do them. And this is where glitches can happen, and if glitches happen I will not be happy. Okay, first one went well. So there's a whole sequence with lots of platforms, but I can skip through them by timing my first jump right, and I can do the same here, and it went well. Perfect. So now, if the end of the level is also behaving right, I can suddenly save a lot of time. Okay. So now suddenly I am 2 seconds behind my PB. And this is the second to last level. So despite having a very bad start, this run is actually decent, at least compared to my PB. So maybe now I'll start to talk a bit less, even if I say that and I won't, because I know myself. But there are chances I can PB. I can actually PB at last. That was useless, but I still did it. Okay, last checkpoint. Okay, easy every time. Hardest checkpoints in the game, I don't agree. And you just saw why. For some reason I'm extremely consistent at level 21 in general. There is a faster way to pass this elevator by using the walls, but I don't do it because I need to learn it one day maybe. Okay, last boss. So this is an actual boss fight. You have enemies attacking you and you need to destroy this big thing. It has 5 spots that will light one after the other. The first one is right there. See? And between these sequences there's a few enemies that will come up and try to bother you. But basically if I spray them with red paint, they're not a bother at all. So I just have to spray them with red paint and then I'm just waiting for the next spot to be shown. There's only the last spot that is a bit annoying because there's an enemy that goes on the way. You will see that. Like right there, the one on the left, it will go a bit in front like this. Okay. Can I aim? Can I aim? Thank you. So now we green boys. Let's see if I can keep the pace. Oh, you didn't see anything. That was not a mistake. So we have a PB. At last. So trust me or not, but this is the actual second time I PB in this game during a marathon. So I can hope the best for SGDQ right now. Time, by the way, forgot to tell. But since it's the in-game time that counts, I'm good.
Whenever you yelled time, was it 46:57? I don't know how late that was.
Yeah, don't worry, it's the in-game time that counts, and it's 42:38. That's a PB by 13 seconds.
No VU record.
No world record. The world record is too good. And that was pretty good. I'm really sad about the beginning because the beginning was really awful, and then I started to play well. But still.